Daddy Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on what is our Friday or hump day for everybody else. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. February is American Heart Health Month. And joining us tonight is noted family medicine specialist, Dr. Janet Seabrook, CEO of Community HealthNet Health Centers located in Northwest Indiana. And Dr. Seabrook will discuss with us the importance of people focusing on their cardiovascular. That's a tongue twister if you've been drinking, and I haven't even been drinking, health. Also, tonight, we welcome back to the show best-selling author and tech e-commerce expert, our good friend, Miss Marcia Collier, and she'll be here tonight to talk to us about last-minute Valentine's Day online and general shopping tips, as well as tech trends for 2022. And as you guys all know, she's a best-selling author, How to Use Smartphones for Dummies, which is really a great book, and she is just a wonderful person, as well as Dr. Janet Seabrook. But speaking of wonderful women, and we're just 5 days away from Valentine's Day, is our co-host, the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. How are you, my dear?
How are you, Chad? And good evening to our audience tonight.
Yes,
Happy
yes,
Hump Day. Happy Friday to you. And you're
yes.
right. We're 5 days away from Love Day. But to me, every day is Love Day.
Yeah, every day is Love Day. I like how you say that. Yes. And do you believe that every day is Love Day?
With all my heart, because I
Oh,
have been so blessed. I had parents who demonstrated unconditional love towards themselves, towards me and their family. And so because they demonstrated and they bestowed upon me, I am a firm believer in loving yourself first, then love everyone else next.
yes. Yes, I do. I think that's beautiful. So, all right. Well, we have a lot to talk about this evening. It's been a lot going on in the last 24 hours. If you guys have happened to have been under a rock and you live here in the state of Illinois, a major announcement was made today that Illinois will lift its indoor mask mandate beginning in late February, with exceptions for schools, prisons, senior living facilities, doctors' offices, and public transportation. Should the COVID-19 metric continue to decline, Governor Pritzker said that by the 28th, Monday, the 28th of February, the ban will be lifted on indoor mask requirements, and you do not have to walk around with that mask. But remember, last August, we were faced with the rising threat of the Delta variant when millions of Illinois people had to be forced to put back the mask on. Our COVID numbers and hospitalization rates were on a rise. But the good news is that Illinois has more people vaccinated than any other state in the Midwest.
How about it?
Right. So you and I have talked about this mask removal thing in indoor places. You know, we joke on this show that we'll be wearing masks until November of 2025. You said yesterday that you were going to stay faithful to your mask. I wonder, you know, restaurant owners are very happy about this because that now means more people, because I guess they won't be checking the vaccination cards anymore either.
That's scary because I like the fact they were doing that check. I mean, it gave me some level of comfort, but I still will be wearing the mask. I don't give a damn what JB Prisker says. I'm wearing my mask. I pay
Right.
good money for those masks. So because I pay good, I want to get my investment.
Right. Well, you know, I plan on starting my private little dinner parties, as they call them, when strangers meet or when friends gather. And I'm still going to implement the rule that I want all of my guests to be fully vaccinated or have a COVID test where you are not negative, no symptoms when you arrive. And I still would prefer that you have a mask on when you come into my place, but you can take it off once you're in here. But we'll see how people will apply to that rule, and will they do it or not. So we'll see.
Well, my thing is, we hope that the metric continue to decrease, because once he lifts this ban, that will be the true sign of whether or not people have been listening. And you're right,
Right.
Illinois, I think the percentage is 62% of all Illinoisans have been fully vaccinated. That's that's a great statistic, a great percentage. But
Right.
time will tell.
Yes. Okay, well, Illinois public health officials released their daily report of the number of COVID cases. 4,742 new cases have been reported in the last 24 hours. And unfortunately, we've had 109 additional fatalities. That's what I keep tripping on. I'm with you. The death rate is still ridiculous. And I know, to people, 109 may not be a lot, but to me, that's a lot of people, especially dying to COVID if we're on the decline with this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really getting that. There has now been 2,982,083 total cases here in the state of Illinois, and this includes now 31,679 deaths since the beginning of the pandemic. The 7-day statewide test positivity rate is 6.5. The other day when I told you 5.5, I don't know, I got that from a credible source, but I guess it was still in the sevens. Now it's 6.5. And as of Tuesday, 2,496 patients were reported in the hospital battling COVID-19. Of those patients, 449 were in the ICU and 443 are on ventilators. Right. So to me, it still seems dicey if you want to know the truth about it. It really does seem dicey. So
and that's why we wearing our masks in November 2025.
Oh yeah, I plan on wearing mine. It does not bother me. I don't think that it's any hindrance. The governor was saying today, don't mock and ridicule people who still want to wear their mask. I'm one of those people that I probably, in certain settings and situations, I will. Once I get in there and figure it out and feel more comfortable, I might remove it. But, as I said before, half you people was nasty anyway before this damn pandemic. So I can only imagine. So for those of you all that have not gotten your vaccine shot as of yet, Cook County is offering a $100 Visa gift card for anyone who gets the COVID-19 vaccine at a Cook County health site. And this is until February 13th, which is this coming Sunday. The promotion is open up to anyone 5 and older who receives their first shot, second shot, or the booster shot. So, and here's how you
they couldn't do that when we were taking our booster. That's all I got to say.
I said the same thing.
That's because I'm for incentives, but doing it for everybody. Don't be doing it now. Shoot.
I may have went back and got it an extra time. I may have been extra boosted. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's a light bill. Shit.
That's okay.
Right. That's a light bill.
Light, gas, phone, something.
I may have went back and got it another time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, absolutely. So I don't know. Well, until Sunday, if you've not got vaccinated, you are in Cook County. And if you go to any of the Cook County Health Center sites until this Sunday, you'll be able to get a $100 Visa gift card for either getting the first, second, or booster shot. So there's your chance to get it if you need to get it and you've not gotten it yet. All right. As of right now, there are 2.9 million people in the state of Illinois who are eligible to get a booster shot, but haven't gotten around to it yet.
Y'all get to going.
Well, and here's some good news. Yesterday, 7,000 people in the state of Illinois got the COVID-19 vaccine for the first time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So 7,000. But you got to realize there's still millions that need to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Very good. What do you have in news today, my dear? Oh, by the way, today is National Pizza Day before you
I
get into the
know.
news.
I know.
So, how do you like your pizza?
With turkey sausage. I should have put that when you asked that earlier, but I do like turkey sausage, spinach, and cheese.
Nice, very nice. I love pizza, period. I love pepperoni pizza. I do love turkey sausage, but I can eat the regular sausage. One of my favorites is a deep dish spinach pizza with onions, peppers, and shrimp. Now that's one of
Ooh.
my favorite. Yeah, that's really good. Sometimes I've done it with a white sauce, sometimes I've done it with the red sauce, but just that's just delicious all in itself. But I am a huge pizza person. Yes, so I do love pizza. That's why my gut is getting big because I love eating pizza. Debbie says she loves Italian fiesta. I have not had
Oh,
Italian
nice.
fiesta in a while.
The last time I had pizza art was actually last year. So I try not to get much pizza because it expands the midsection, and I'm trying to decrease, not expand.
Okay, very good. All right, that's fair. That is very fair. Well, happy pizza day to you
Happy
guys.
Pizza Day,
All
yes.
right, let's get into this news, my dear.
Well, let's talk about national news. I heard this literally a half an hour ago. We got another high school shooting in McKinley in Buffalo, New York. Two people were shot um, at McKinley High School in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it happened just before 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It happened outside the school, but on school grounds. Um, Buffalo police can confirm that two people were shot, including a student who was taken to Oshai. I hope I said that correctly. Children's Hospital is currently in surgery, and they won't release the age of the student. But yeah, this is not good.
And then my heart is broken about the two young men that got shot here yesterday. The
Yes,
15-year-old that got shot in Bronzeville, the 16-year-old that got shot in Woodlawn. It's
yes.
just, I don't know. I think our young people are spiritually under attack. I think that it's just so much sadness right now when it comes to our young people. And that, the young man that got shot in Bronzeville, every time they show his picture on the news, my heart just sinks because he looked as if he was a nice young man. Just,
Yes.
trying to, you can look at young
You can
people
look at people
sometimes
and
and tell
tell.
what you're dealing
Exactly.
with. And it
Exactly.
just hurt my heart to understand that young man, and again, it was another juvenile, a 16-year-old that shot him, and they were in a stolen car. So, it just makes you wonder what is going on. And it's always been an issue with our youth here in the city of Chicago from as
I
far
know.
back as I can remember.
Same here. And I
Yes.
pray for the families who've lost their loved ones, and we've got to do better. I would never. I know when the Chicago Police Superintendent job was open and Superintendent Brown eventually took it. That's not a job I would take because that's a very hard job because
Yes.
you are responsible for not only just your staff, which a lot of policemen, but you're responsible for an entire community. And I don't know sometimes how he sleeps at night.
Well,
You hear
I don't
this
know if you've
every
been
single time.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news or not, but they're calling at the police department what is being held as the great resignation of cops. Like they
Really?
said, oh my God, they
Oh
said
wow.
cops are resigning in record numbers. And, I know it's about the money and, serving and protecting people. For a lot of people, it's lifelong careers. But they're saying that a lot of these officers can really find something else to do, get paid well, and not have the headache and stress. I mean, a lot of them are going into the school system. They're going into electronics. A lot of police officers go to school when they can to learn other things. And, once you've made the money and you stockpile the money, then you go on and learn to do something different. And then a lot of these smaller cities in the Midwest, even down in Florida, places like that. When you've been a Chicago cop, they'll give you a great job. They'll give, because you know how to deal with all types of situations. So,
Just like, it's funny you mentioned about occupations and the Great Resignation. What about teachers? That's another profession. They can't find teachers now at
cannot,
all.
cannot. And, I tell this story all the time. They had a shortage of Black male teachers here in the city of Chicago in the late, maybe the early to mid 90s. And a dear friend of our family, he was the only Black male substitute in the Inglewood area, and they kept him working every day like he was a regular, like he had a regular classroom, but they kept, because they wanted to get more Black men in over in the area where he was at. The children were, bad and rambunctious and things like that. He was a big burly guy. He stayed working, but the lack of Black men, and people are not wanting to go into teaching anymore. They do not, with all of this that's going on, because we don't know when this mask mandate will be lifted. You have schools now that, young people are taking the mask off and, rebelling against the system. So I don't know, but you're right. They're having a hard time getting school teachers in this day and age.
And, back in the day, when our parents were coming up, that was the premier profession to get in, because my mom was a high school teacher for over 30 years. And so now to be a teacher, it's rough out there.
Yes, it really is. It really, really is. Yeah. All right. What else we got to talk about?
Well, this cracked me up. I was just like, I couldn't believe this story. It appears that, and I don't like going to the dentist every 6 months, but I will say I have a wonderful dentist I happen to know and love, because we've known each other for 40 plus years. We went to high school together. So she has excellent bedside manner. So let me just preface by saying that. But apparently this Illinois dentist was arrested and was accused of removing portions of fentanyl from his patient's anesthesia and hoarding it for his personal use. Now, what the F?
Where was this at?
Philip Jensen, 61, of Rochester, Illinois, was taken into custody Monday, which was yesterday, on a slew of charges, including acquiring a controlled substance by fraud, according to court records. Jensen, who serves in the Springfield area and was authorized by the DEA to dispense controlled substances, allegedly adulterated the fentanyl he was supposed to use as anesthesia for his patients for surgery.
And he was using it.
Yeah.
He's going to lose his license and go to jail.
And may be dead. Because,
when as Debbie said, just like a drug addict.
That's like a drug addict. When you mix fentanyl with other drugs, it can be deadly. I shared a story with you and shared with our viewing audience. One person I know was in the CBD business. He used that with fentanyl. He's no longer on this planet now. So
you've got to be careful, because if you don't know what you're ingesting and what you're taking, it could kill you.
Okay.
Yes.
So I got a question for you. You know the answer, but let's see if our viewing audience does. What happened on this date? It's not a Black History question, but what happened on this date 25 years ago? Art knows the answer, but I wonder if people know the answer. Don't Google it, because I'm going to tell you.
I won't. I'm curious to see what you're going to say.
Well, y'all may remember, for those who are over 25, the Killer Nanny. Does that name ring a bell with Miss Louise Woodward, who was the British au pair? Really, au pair means a nanny.
Yes.
And apparently, for those who don't remember the story, 25 years ago, on February 9th, Louise Woodward was she was taking care of baby Matthew Eppin, and unfortunately died under very suspicious circumstances.
Yes.
And of course, she thought it was sudden SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But she was accused of killing this baby. I mean, this was worldwide. Everybody around the world knew about this au pair.
Right.
And, this was just really, she was 19, Louise Woodward, when she came from UK to the United States. Being in Boston, she worked as an au pair for the Eppin family.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Matthew was just 10 weeks old. But he died of brain injuries, but a lot of people thought that she had something to do with it. It was a major trial, and she did admit to tossing the baby, which, it can cause,
that's shaken baby
syndrome.
Right,
Yes.
right, yes.
So she was ultimately convicted of second-degree murder, which carried a mandatory life sentence.
Wow.
But guess what happened? The judge, apparently on the case, he reduced her charges to involuntary manslaughter and ordered her to leave the country. And she left the country. She left the United States, going back to the UK. So you're probably wondering, what's she doing now? Well, I'll tell you. After she was released from prison, she returned to the UK in June of 98.
Okay.
She landed a major interview in the BBC. Then she graduated with a degree in law. Imagine that.
Really?
Worked at a law firm, but she left the law firm to be a dance teacher.
Oh, okay.
And then as of last year, she's now known as Louise Elks because she got married. And she has a child of her own, a daughter who was born in 2014.
Interesting.
So she still maintains her innocence to this day.
Yes.
But it makes you wonder, too, the fact that she has a child of her own, how she thinks about that. And I bet you she didn't have no au pair of her own to raise that child.
Heather Ferguson Tillman, good friend of both of ours, she said, yes. I don't remember the story, but wow, how awful. I do remember the story.
Oh, I remember the story too. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
I do remember it. And I saw the special, I think it was on A&E, What Happened to Louise Woodward. I said, oh, I remember this story. It just captivated everybody's attention during that time.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right about that.
I wonder what happened to her. Now I know. Now we all know.
Yes, yes.
And that's why I knew the name au pair, because one of my former managers, when his wife was giving birth, he was talking about au pair, and that kind of triggered, right? I said, oh. Yes. I even told him, I said, make sure you vet her from the rooter to the tutor. Please do.
Right.
Well, I mentioned that story to him. So just be careful.
Yeah, you got to have some type of good money to be able to have an au pair. I came from the era where Miss Bertha kept us.
Okay.
Right. I came from the era of Miss Bertha. Maybe later on down the line, we learned about a nanny. But when you are able to have an au pair for your children, you got some money, because half of us don't even know what an au pair is.
So that might be a food group, not just
baby. I was thinking, I was like, man, is she talking about red? Is she talking about golden? Or look, I'm like an au pair.
That's hoity-toity. When you say au pair, you think you got moved up, like the Jefferson said, moving on up.
Debbie Green said, I remember the nanny in New York that killed 2 children. Let me see. Miss Bushware. Oh, is that who she was? I don't even remember that story.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I had a Miss Bertha.
And I had a Miss Naomi, my nana, my grandmother. That's who took care of me.
Oh, well, see, no, mine was Miss Bertha that came from down south. She still spoke and broke English, and I'll never forget when we were small children. My mother would come home and we would say things that Miss Bertha said, and my mother say, I got to correct you. That is not how you say that, because Miss Bertha, being from down south, would say stuff like, go there and fetch that. Fetch that. Shut that door. Shut that door. Oh, Debbie Green said Miss Bushwell was her babysitter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely. So no, I had a Miss Bertha.
My babysitter was my nana, Miss,
yes.
and I called her Mama Naomi. So and she was a good babysitter too.
Right. I miss them days of them kind of babysitters.
Oh, who you telling?
Yeah.
Well, Louise Woodward, or now she's known as Louise Elks. She was known as the Killer Nanny. Seriously, back 25 years ago on this date.
All right. Very good. That was a great memory. Back down memory lane. What else do we have in the news?
Well, you just posted this. You just said this to me, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh, and just in time, I guess, for Valentine's Day, I guess. Singer Nelly had to make a full-fledged apology because apparently a video of him receiving
fellatio on a
video that was posted on his Instagram.
Yes.
And said, quote, I never meant this to go public. Okay, Nelly, Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee. Okay.
I have some questions. I have quite a few questions. Okay. So are people still videotaping people having sex with them? Is it that serious for you to have sex with a celebrity that you would let him videotape it? This is a grown woman that he was with. And then now the backlash is that Nelly really ain't packing like that. So I'm just like, oh my God. Right. That's what people are saying, that he wasn't, that it was average, but why would you even want to put something out there like that? And here's the deal. What you gonna say? Like, I accidentally hit the Instagram live button or something? You got to coordinate all that stuff. So I don't understand.
First of all, I don't believe this. I think it was definitely on purpose. And now he's like crying wolf. Because this happened years ago, right?
Okay.
And again, like you said, now we've been blessed to meet celebrities, right? And let's say, I'm going to put a hypothetical situation out there. Let's say, you and I meet someone we really like and they like us and we get together. Now we got common sense, y'all, and we got basic sense.
Yes.
And both of those senses tell us, don't be doing no stuff that you're going to truly regret. Now, if you put it out there on the internet, trust and believe it's going to stay out in the internet.
That's right.
And I have a backstory. I can't share this. I have to share this offline with my big brother because I don't want this going out. But I know personally that once you do stuff like that, you can't take it back. So Nelly, you know better. As our we'll celebrate our spiritual mom who celebrates her heavenly birthday next week, Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. If you know better, you do better. Now, you knew better, so let's do better. That's all I'm saying.
Debbie Green said poor Pastor Jenkins was videotaped. What the hell? Pastor Jenkins of Fellowship. Remember that big scandal when it happened? Yes. And I had somebody tell me, they said, wow, people are so forgiving. The church accepted him back with open arms. We fall down, we get up. And this was from a white friend of mine that said it. He said, now, had this been a white church, they'd have made him step down. They would have shamed him, all of that. So I don't know. Some people get to go scot-free when they do these type of things, where other people are ridiculed and so
just don't do it. Okay, how about that? And if you even think, because I would ask a celebrity when I inspect the house, I said, I better not see no cameras.
Right.
Because I'll be looking where the camera at. And cameras can be as small as this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You got to just be careful, people.
Yes.
Don't, that to me, that shows a sign of insecurity. What are you, why do you say, okay, I've had sex with a celebrity? Okay. Write about it, but don't tape it. Shoot.
Yes. Okay, so Crystal say, I saw Pastor Jenkins, but the woman was victimized. Yes, yep. Nelly must have had an album coming out. You know what? I said the same thing too, because and then Watika said it was filmed last film was for years. Oh, okay, so I guess it was a while ago.
It was years ago. So why is it coming up now? I agree. I mean, there's some truth to what Crystal's saying. You got something to promote, so now you want to put this bad publicity out? Really?
Right. But now everybody talking about how his penis ain't, right. They baby, they let him have it about the penis. So I'm like,
well, obviously it was working. He didn't have DDW, but okay. He may have had DDW.
Oh, no, it was working.
Well, it was working. There you go.
It was working.
It wasn't just working a lot. That's all. It was the size. It wasn't where it should be.
Right. So that's a whole conversation we'll have to have one night. We'll have to do an after dark show. We'll have to. Yeah, no, it was working now. It just, and some people like they pretzels, slim and long. You know what I'm saying? And where other people like they pretzels fat and crunchy. Right. I don't know. I'll put it to you like that. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Sitting in the co-host chair is my girl right over there, the one and only Miss K. Renee of, I got to get that together. K. Renee of Karen, oh, look, that's how you do it. K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. Tonight, we're talking about all the top news stories of the day, all the gossip and things that have been going on. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll welcome Dr. Janet Seabrook, noted family medicine specialist. And Dr. Seabrook will talk to us about heart health tonight. And then later on in the show, we'll welcome our good friend from California, Miss Marcia Collier back. She's an e-commerce and tech person. She'll talk to us about last minute Valentine's gifts and other items, as well as some tech things that we need to know for 2022.
And we have to ask Marsha, because out in LA, it's hot. Literally. They talking about the Super Bowl. It's gonna be one of the hottest Super Bowls ever. The average temperature is like 80 plus. So we have to ask Marsha, how's the weather really doing down there?
Marsha was actually a part of the Rose Bowl parade too. I have to ask her about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, absolutely. So here go Preston. Oh wait. Oh, hey, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Preston come talking about he tossing all of his pretzels in the trash. Right.
I have nothing to say. No comment, Preston. We're going to leave that one where it goes.
I had to use a perfect analogy. I did. I had to use a great analogy. All right. So the next thing, we talked about this. Sherry Shepherd is the permanent replacement for Wendy Williams. Yes. But again, trash Wendy Williams show and start Sherry Shepherd.
Sherry Shepherd show. I thoroughly agree. She deserves
her own music, her own graphics, her own everything. Get rid of all the old Wendy stuff. How you doing, girl? You done. And give Sherry Shepherd her own everything. That's the way I want that to happen.
Me too. We've already put it out there in the universe. So universe, you know what to do with that. So there we go.
Absolutely. All right. Well, as we continue on with tonight's show, every month we are so excited to welcome our next guest with us. She's still in the green room, so we'll wait just a few more minutes. Why don't you tell us all about what's going to be happening this coming Saturday on K&K?
Oh, my goodness. I tell you, I can't believe a year has gone by, but on this coming Saturday, my podcasting sister, Miss Kim Coleman, Sister Girl Speaks, and yours truly, we will be celebrating our anniversary, our 1-year anniversary of our podcast, Candid Conversations with K&K. We're going to share the story, and we have 2 special guests. One who was our first guest, comedian, motivational speaker, and educator of California, Miss Angel Gaines. And right here in Chicago, we will have Miss Cheryl Gray, CEO of Powerful Penny, and she's going to talk about how to empower yourself to the relationship that you want. So Be sure to tune in on Saturday, February 12th at 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, and 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with Candid Conversations with K&K, the anniversary episode. Yay!
Very good. Cheryl Grace was on TV today. She was on
She
Daytime
was.
Chicago with Tanya Francisco and Amy Rutledge, and she was
And guess
giving
who else gonna be
advice.
on there on Monday?
Who? Who's going to be on TV again? I'm going
Somebody
to be
gonna
on
be on
TV.
Daytime Chicago on Monday, Valentine's Day. Our own chat daddy, woo woo,
Yes, yes,
coming
yes,
back to talk with the
yes.
ladies.
Actually, I'm going to be talking about reciprocity in your relationship.
Nice.
Yes, that no matter if you're single, looking for somebody, whether it's a booty call situation, married, divorced, whatever the case may be, reciprocity plays a huge part in your love language with someone. And all of
It
the
does.
experts that I've seen on the show this whole time that you guys have come up to Valentine's Day, on that show has all said, but what's missing is the reciprocity. If I like to cook, and you're my mate, you need to get me things that encourage my cooking, whether it's a cooking class, whether it's, the fancy new knife set, whatever the case may be. Those are just small tokens of reciprocity. I'm not talking about make that a person's Valentine's gift, because I know women
Right.
get upset if you get a vacuum cleaner. But, you could give
I wouldn't be
certificates.
I wouldn't be upset because I like my house clean. So if
Right.
someone got me the shark, I'd be like, "Thank
Yeah.
you, baby. I'm a shark you
Okay.
now." But if
Yeah.
you gave me the
Right.
shark, because those are
Yeah.
expensive. Hello.
Yes, yes. I want one of them little rumba things. But my friend now loves vacuuming. So
Okay.
I was joking recently, like, look, my house ain't never been this vacuumed this much. I was
Right.
like, look, I heard stuff being sucked up out the carpet and cushions and stuff. And I said, now wait a minute, I'm missing earrings, all of this. I said, oh Lord. I said, so we'll see. We'll see. Well, as you guys all know, February is Black History Month, but February is also Heart Health Month. And
Yes.
every month, we are always so honored to welcome to the show someone that we consider family. She's so knowledgeable on everything that is about the medical world that we really dubbed her our resident doctor here on the show. Take that, Good Morning America. Take that to today's show. We got our own. And
Yes,
we
we
just love
do.
where she hangs out with us. She's the CEO of Community HealthNet Health Centers located in Northwest Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Our friend, Dr. Janet Seabrook. Yay!
Yay! Hi.
Hi, good
How
I
are
love
you?
evening.
your hair. Your hair
Thank
is
you.
gorgeous.
Now,
Thank
you know
you.
she served good hair every time she come on
I
here now.
know, don't she?
Right, she does. Hi,
Just trying
Doc.
to do something high, just trying to do something a little different.
It looks great. You
It
look
looks
wonderful.
nice.
Happy
Thank
early Valentine's Day to you and your hubby and your family. And happy Black History Month. How have you been, Doc?
Been doing pretty well, can't complain. Really glad that it stopped snowing here. Trudging through the snow to get to work was no joke. But we're all doing fine. Just happy to be here. Thanks again for the invitation. And Kay Renee, thank you for shouting out on LinkedIn like you always do. Appreciate
That's
you.
right. That's right.
Yeah, Kate Renee good with the LinkedIn. See, with me, I'm like, I don't know now. But with everything else, I'm good. But Kate Renee gets it on LinkedIn. So,
That's
yes,
right.
very
That's
good.
right.
Well, Dr. Janet, February is Healthy Heart Month. Last Friday, we all wore red for women in heart health. Let's talk about cardiovascular health and what we need to be doing to make sure we are having our hearts in the right place.
So I'm so glad that you brought this up because, we've been talking about COVID going into year 3.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, particularly in the first year of COVID when we were on lockdown, really weren't able to get in and get those preventive screenings that we like to have patients go in for on an annual basis. And people have really fallen behind in a lot of those screenings. And so, with this being American Heart Association Month, where we try to bring awareness to cardiovascular disease, people with high blood pressure, people who are at risk for strokes and things like that. So this is a very important time to talk about that. And when you think about in this time of COVID, people with heart disease are being are being impacted by the effects of COVID. How are they being impacted? Well, like I said, initially at the beginning of COVID, people weren't really going in to get those screenings. So people got behind on a lot of the things. Some people, we've been sitting at home, not doing our normal exercise. We're being more sedentary and sitting around, eating more things that we normally would not eat, and increasing the amount of sodium and sugar intake in our diets because we aren't doing our typical workout routine or just sitting around and not doing anything really. And so what we're seeing now, or what I feel that we're going to see an increase in, is more people with heart attacks, heart disease, high cholesterol, and things like that. So this is the time that we really need to spotlight this and make sure that people understand their risk, and that we encourage people to go in for those checkups, to get regular blood pressure screenings. If you are someone that has hypertension, has been diagnosed, please take your medications. Don't let yourself run out of your medications. If you're someone that has high cholesterol, you should continue to take your cholesterol medication. If you cannot get up and move around because of some other medical condition, find ways that you can do chair exercises. Look at what you're eating. Make sure that you're eating the appropriate amount of nutrients. We don't eat enough vegetables. We want a lot of meat on our plate, but we don't put a lot of vegetables on our plate, and we eat too many carbohydrates, too much starch in our diet. So looking at ways that we can look at controlling our blood pressure, controlling our weight, getting more active and moving around, and getting in for those screenings, particularly for your heart. COVID has affected people who have cardiovascular disease. COVID may not cause the heart attack, but put you more at risk for having a heart attack if you already have coronary artery disease. And so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we need to get up, we need to move around, we need to keep taking our medications, we need to go to our doctor and make sure that we are getting those screenings that are appropriate for our age range.
Very good. Very good. Kay Renee, do you have any questions for the doctor about this?
She's speaking truth because, like me, I had put those type of like a physical. I always get a physical every year. And because of COVID, didn't do that. I will be getting my physical, Dr. Janet, next week because I know I could be at risk. Unfortunately, both my late mother and my late Nana suffered from cardiovascular disease as well as had strokes. So I know I have to be very cautious, and I haven't been as good as I should be, but I know that if I don't, that I know the consequences of that. So you are, as always, Dr. Janet, speaking truth.
Well, thank you so much. And I think that you hit upon some key points. Knowing your family's medical history, that history of heart disease, that history of hypertension, that history of cholesterol or diabetes, that is very important information to share with your healthcare provider so you can make sure that you're getting those appropriate screenings at the appropriate time. And people just don't understand that connection with having that history, that health history in your background. So it's very important. So thank you for bringing up those very important points regarding knowing your family's history. I can't speak enough about that. When it's so frustrating to have a patient and you're trying to, it's like pulling teeth trying to get that information out of patients to make them understand the connection that their mom or their dad's high cholesterol or hypertension could potentially affect them, particularly if they're not doing any other preventive measures to stave off those conditions.
Wow. Doctor, I do have a question. Most people that I've talked to who have cardiovascular issues always say, I didn't know it until like I went to the doctor and got checked or something. Are there any warning signs that we would know something is wrong? The other night I was laying in the bed and I think maybe I laid the wrong way, but my breastbone and I just, and I was like, Lord, please don't tell me this is a heart attack. So are there signs or something that we can tell? I've also been told women with swollen ankles, that's a lot, oftentimes a sign that it's a heart issue. What would you tell us?
So that's everything that you said. Yes, those are good statements. Those are good things to think about. So here are some things that you can look at. If your ankles are swollen, that is a sign potentially that you could be looking at what we call congestive heart failure, meaning that the heart is being overworked because your blood pressure is too high and it can't circulate the fluid around in your system, so it begins to pool and pile up in your lower extremities. So that is something to be concerned about. But here is the most frightening thing. Heart disease is called the silent killer. Hypertension is called the silent killer because you get up every morning, you look in the mirror, and you feel fine and you look fine. And so those screenings of going in and getting your blood pressure checked, I mean, even if you're at a local pharmacy and you're there, maybe just milling around the store, picking up a few items, they have the free screenings there. There are a lot of stores that have that, not just pharmacies. And get your blood pressure checked. And so some people say, well, when I get it checked on that, it's always high. I think that sometimes that is the point, to get people into the doctor so they can have those screenings. It's a little bit of fear factor, but getting them into the doctor to get those screenings, particularly if they have that background and family history of hypertension or heart disease. So what I want to say to you is, yes, although heart disease and heart attack, known as the silent killers, if you're going in for those regular screenings, hypertension and heart disease can be detected at earlier stages and signs and symptoms. So what can happen is you can catch a borderline hypertensive patient and put them on a lower dose of medication and then get them to be more active and make some very small changes in their diet with the amount of sodium intake, increasing their water intake, and getting them up and getting active. And sometimes just losing 5 to 10 pounds, somebody who's borderline, when they make those other changes, sometimes we can gradually wean them off of the medication. Now, don't do it on your own. If your doctor puts you on a blood pressure medicine and you keep going back and it's normal, the medication has brought it down, don't decide that, I can take myself off of this medication now. Because actually withdrawing blood pressure medications from someone who's been on blood pressure medication is something that a doctor needs to do, not the patient themselves. That can have a disastrous outcome.
Wow. Well, Doc, anything else that we need to know about cardiovascular health before we want to ask you about COVID, especially with these mask mandates being lifted. But I wanted to find out, is there anything else you want us to know about cardiovascular health?
So I want to, and I've said it a couple of times, get up, get active, get to the doctor, get screened, get your whatever age range that you're in, the vaccines that are not COVID related. Get your flu vaccine, get your shingles vaccine, get your pneumonia vaccine, get all of those required vaccines if you're over the age of 50. Those are also very protective. So get all of those things that you need to be healthy going into this, hopefully, third and final year of COVID, where we can get it to a point where we'll be able to deal with it, and it'll, be just like the flu, where we have to go and get our annual flu shots. That is my prayer. But I'm ready to answer any COVID questions now. A couple of days ago, I was like, oh my God, this is year 3. if people are probably tired of hearing my voice talking
Yeah,
about COVID,
well,
but I mean, it has just taken over our life, taken over our world, and you really can't have any conversations about anything because of but COVID.
right.
You want to talk
Yes.
about going on a trip, then you got to talk about how can I stay safe and how can I protect myself. Have to do the test before I get on the airplane, and probably have to test when I get back. So it's so many things that COVID has kind of centered itself around that. So anything that you want to do, you have to put it in the perspective of how do I avoid and how do I keep safe from COVID.
Yes. Well, with a lot of the states, Illinois just announced today that they will be lifting the mask mandate the end of the month. New York and California have lifted their mask mandate, even though LA County has still put the rules in effect. I'm over in Indiana quite often, and I see people with no mask on. So I think it's kind of been eased in Indiana as well, too. Kay Renee and I are not getting ready to get rid of our masks right away. And so what do you think about that? And do you think people will start shaming people because they want to continue to still wear the mask?
I regret that this pandemic has been so polarizing to this country and so politicized. I really regret that because I think that there's so much more that we could have done if we had all been united and on the same page as we've come together as citizens to help each other and to take care of each other in previous situations, such as when we have attacks, terrorist attacks, and things like that. But for some reason or another, we lost it on this one. We really did, and that's really unfortunate. And as far as the mask mandate and some people wearing masks and others are not going to wear masks, it's as you can see, it kind of leaves me speechless. It's very disconcerting for me. I know people are getting tired, they're getting fatigued, but just to say, you no longer have to wear a mask if you don't want to, whether you've been vaccinated or not, it just gets us deeper into this spiral. And we talked about this before. I kind of likened it to being on this wheel,
Yes,
this hamster wheel,
that's
so
right.
to speak. And I'm not a proponent of it. And as you and Kay Renee are going to do, I will continue to wear my mask in public. I don't intend to not wear my mask in
Well,
public until I see the numbers of cases as far as COVID is concerned, hospitalizations because of serious COVID, and the number of overall cases, whether they're hospitalized or at home in quarantine. When I start to see those numbers go down, then I may get a little bit more comfortable. But there may come a time when the flu season comes around annually that there will be some concerned citizens, probably myself and my husband and a few others, that will continue to wear a mask.
right. Well, being healthcare professionals, I could see that easily. But, as an everyday person, and I was saying when we started this show, some people were nasty before this pandemic started. And I just feel let's keep as much, transmission of fluid as low as we can. So, Kay Renee, in closing, what do you want to say to the doctor?
Well, as she knows how much I adore Dr. Janet, but given the fact this weekend is Love Weekend, what are you and hubby doing to celebrate your love on Monday?
So we're going to stay in. That's
Okay.
we're not going anywhere. The last time that we did try to go out to a restaurant, I all of a sudden before the food came, I said I really want to go. I don't want to be here. I said I thought I wanted to come out, but I don't. The tables were packed close together. I said I'm not eating. When they brought my food, I said, can you take it back and just put it in a container? My
Right.
husband ate a couple of bites of his, and he said, "You're right. This isn't good for us." And I said, "No, it's not." So we'll be at home. We may call something in or get delivered. We may cook. I haven't really made my mind up yet. He usually gets me a couple of dozen roses, and I'll get him a card.
See, I know this is a woman's thing. You see what I'm saying? Right. See, I was told that Sweetest Day was for the guys and Valentine's Day were for the women. And you see, Dr. Seabrook said a couple of dozen of roses, he'll get a card. See, not fair. Not
A
fair.
dozen roses. He'll get me a card. It might be a gift, and some chocolate that he knows that I'm gonna turn around and hand that box back to him. So
Okay. Very good. Well, we want to wish you and the hubby and all your family and staff just a wonderful Valentine's Day. When we see you again, it'll be Women's History Month. And we just love honoring you here on the show. And in closing, what do you want to say to the audience before you leave?
I just want everyone to think about, this weekend, be safe, stay safe, protect yourself, wear your mask, and if you aren't vaccinated, get vaccinated.
Yes, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Janet Seabrook, CEO of Community HealthNet Health Centers in Northwest Indiana, considered our resident doctor here on the show. She always gives us just wonderful information about our health. Tonight, she was talking about the fact that February is a heart health month, and that it is important that you guys pay attention to your cardiovascular health. That's a good word to say, cardiovascular health. Say it real fast 3 times. Thank you, Dr. Janet. We appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful Valentine's. Enjoy the rest of Black History Month, and we'll see you in Women's History Month, okay?
Thank you so much. You all
All right.
Janet.
We love you. Thank you. The
Love you
audience
too.
loved you too. Wait, let's see. They got some comments for you. Hold on. They gave you a round of applause. Yay. Hey, Mamie Rogers. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night, doctor. Goodbye.
Thank you both. Take care.
All right. Thank
That's
you.
Janet.
Bye-bye. Oh, I just love Dr. Janet. She's so
Me
amazing.
too.
Yes, I know. We have a resident doctor, and that's so amazing. Who knew this little show like this would have a resident doctor? Ha! There you go. There you go. Yeah. All right, Kay Renee, what else we got going on? Anything else before we welcome our next guest?
Well, there's 2 things. One, we do have an Olympics going on, and I heard there's some rumors about they're not the Russian team and the American team didn't get their awards or something like that. We could probably talk about that next week. And then this coming weekend begins the Chicago Auto Show. So
It does.
those who want to take a look and see what cars you want to buy, although I wouldn't buy a car now. Price is too high. But
Yes.
the auto show is going to be in the McCormick Place this weekend. So for those Chicagoans, if you want to take a look, see, feel free to step onto the McCormick Place. So
Yes.
those are my 2 announcements.
Very good. All right. Monday, Valentine's Day, 10 a.m., WGN TV. I'll be on Daytime Chicago with Tanya Francisco and Amy Rutledge. I know we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to actually be talking about reciprocity in your relationships, whether you're single, dating, you might have a hookup situation, whatever the case may be, married, divorced, even widowed. Reciprocity plays a huge part in who you are and how your relationships work to your advantage or work to your disadvantage. And so it's important. A lot of people don't even understand what reciprocity is. Do you know the definition of it?
I do. It's like almost the golden rule: do unto others as they would have done unto you. So
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't get that. A lot of
They
people are
don't
so
get that.
selfish. Right. A lot of people are so
I
selfish.
like being reciprocal, and I tell some of the men that I used to date, you're reciprocal to me, I will be reciprocal to you.
And here's another thing.
What?
Sex is not included in reciprocity.
I know that.
A lot of people get that twisted.
They get
Sex
it
is
confused.
not
They
in-
get it
right.
confused.
Yes.
They get it
yes,
very confused.
Yes.
That's right.
A lot of people don't realize. They think, because I done gave you some, or I done put the ooga boogers on you, that you should be okay. And that has nothing to do with it. Reciprocity is all about the simple things that you could do for someone.
And being consistent. There's something to be said about consistency. And I look for that. If the consistency is not there, you won't be hearing from me. But no, you're right. It's always the small things that people do for you, because they're the most memorable.
Right. And I'll talk about this Monday on the show as well too. It's even if you have what's called a booty call or a boo thing that comes by every now and then, don't show up empty-handed all the time. Bring something. Don't just bring yourself. Bring something, whether it's beverage, food, add to the equation. Right. You got to think about this. You coming over, sweating in somebody else's sheets, using their towels, all of that. And yeah, of course, people want you there because that's why the booty call has been 10 years now, whatever the case may be. But you got to show that you appreciate the person other than just the sexual act itself.
Amen.
So, yes.
Preach, Chat Daddy, preach. It's not even Sunday yet. Preach.
No, yes, Monday, daytime Chicago, 10 a.m. I'm gonna get it straight. I promise you all. Yeah, even when you married, will I expect my wife to cook dinner all the time? Are you kidding me? No, you don't. Why? What do you do for her all the time? Well, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
The theme to Miss Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately?
Yes, Crystal said they generally have a bottle or food. I know some people that they booty calls, they don't get that out the situation. You lucky if you
that's right.
That means you have a good caller or suitor or whatever the case may be. I love you, baby. She talking about preach, baby. Preach, right. I love you. Right. I'm gonna set it out Monday on TV. I'm gonna tell y'all how it all right. Right, I'm going to tell y'all Monday. So make sure you tune in to Daytime Chicago Monday, 10 a.m. WGN TV, because I'm definitely going to tell y'all the lowdown on how that works. Right. It just is. Right. It is what it is. So I just found out that Cheer Star, the cheering competition thing, the young guy, was his name Jerry? What was his last name? The black guy that was part of that. Let me look it up real quick. Long story short, a breaking news story. He is going to plead guilty for the child pornography charges.
I remember that story.
Jerry Harris, yes.
Yes.
Breaking news, former Cheer star Jerry Harris to plead guilty in sex abuse cases. And that's so heartbreaking to me. And that's right here in Chicago. And that's a brother. He in jail here in Chicago. You get all that fame and autonomy, and you let sex go to your head. And that's what I try to explain to people all the time. You can't let that happen,
Stop thinking with that other head, people. You got the head between the ears. Think here.
Yeah.
Not down there.
That's right. All right. Well, we're waiting on our next guest to join us in just a few moments. And once she logs in and is in the green room, we'll introduce you to her as we continue our Black History Month celebration. On Monday is our Valentine's Day show. We have a wonderful author who is coming by who has written 2 romance novels that are based here in Chicago, African-American romance novels that are based right here in the city. That author will be joining us to talk about that. And then our favorite crooner, Mr. Rex Dean, will join us Monday night to serenade us with a couple of Valentine's Day songs. So get your chocolate, get your strawberries, get your champagne, your wine, whatever it is. And we're going to have a Valentine's Day celebration. And all next week on the show, we're going to pay homage to Black book authors, whether they're new or some of your longtime favorites. We'll be talking to Black book authors next week.
My cup of tea.
Yes. Very, very, very good. Yes. All right. So we're waiting on our next guest to pop in any moment. And let me see. I'm joking. Oh, she said she was joking. Right. That's why I'm like, Crystal, look, I'm like, some do, some don't. And see, the thing is that in this day and age, it's about being good to somebody. I don't care who it is, husband, wife, even, somebody was talking earlier today about just dating. And Cheryl Grace was saying this, that if you've gone out on a date with somebody 3 times, there should be some things clear. You should understand a lot of things. You should know quite a bit about a person, all of that. And I thought her advice was really good today. Who was the first African American to receive an honorary degree from Harvard? Oh, I don't know, Debbie. Who was it? Who was it?
Honorary degree?
An honorary degree from Harvard. It wasn't Denzel, was it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I wish it was, but it wasn't him.
Mm-mm.
Come on, Debbie, since you brought the question, you got to give us the answer. Who was it?
She said, by the way, or is that the person's initials?
BTW.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Right. We don't know who BTW is. Right. This is when I wish I had a phone line. So these people, okay.
Booker T. Oh, Booker T. Washington. BTW. Okay.
Look,
I didn't know that.
Look, BTW could stand for a lot of things.
Yes, it can. Now, it is funny, since we're talking about Black history, this is what happened on this date in Black history. In 1995, on February 9th, former astronaut Dr. Bernard A. Harris became the first African American to perform an vehicular activity, i.e. the spacewalk, during the second of his 2 space shuttle flights. Imagine that. That happened on this day in Black history. Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Do you have another tidbit for us?
I think I can find another Black history moment. I mean, hey, we create Black history each and every day we come on the show. Don't you know that?
We do. We are truly Black history in the making. And we are still fighting to be the Oscar host this year. Kay Renee and I both feel as if we should be the Oscar host. Who better than us than to be the host of the Oscars? You know what I'm saying? And here's the deal. We should originally start off from our homes on the South Side, and then all of a sudden, curtains and dancers.
In Los Angeles, yes.
Wouldn't that be fabulous? Wouldn't that be fabulous? You're right, from the South Side of Chicago to the Oscar
LA.
Yay! So yes, absolutely.
All right, now Oscar committee, y'all better be thinking about us.
Yes, we want to be a part of the Oscar committee.
Yes.
Well, our next guest tonight is no stranger to the show. We just love and adore her as well, too. Tonight has been Love and Adore night, I guess because Valentine's is 5 days away. She is a tech and e-commerce expert. She's also a best-selling author. And tonight she's here to talk to us about last-minute Valentine's Day online and general shopping tips, as well as other tech trends for 2022. I've got to ask her about her being at the Rose Bowl parade, and I kind of think that she may have been Miss Rose Bowl. I don't know. She was looking like a superstar, so I'm sure she'll tell us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, the phenomenal Miss Marcia Collier. Yay!
You look fabulous. So 2 things. I was in the King Orange Bowl Jamboree Parade on New Year's in Florida when I was a teenager, and Miss Lakeland, Florida didn't show up. So I got to sit in the big orange on top of the float in her place.
Wow.
And a little Oscar story, because I heard you talking. Yes. Back in the day, they used to let media be part of the, you used to sit down right with the guests.
Yep.
You didn't have to go off in a tent somewhere out and back, and you were there. So the best part of the Oscars was during the breaks, because all the celebrities would go to the bathroom. Now, I don't know about the men's room, but the ladies' room, you're gonna know that this is the truth. They all wanted to stay in the ladies' room because nobody was bothering them in the ladies' room. Right. And there were more women hanging out, and top name celebrities, of which I won't name names, but they had people coming in to drag people out of the ladies' room.
Yes.
I believe that.
I do too. Marcia, it's so good to see you. And that's funny you would bring that story up. When they first started the Essence Festival, the Essence Awards, remember Essence Awards used to happen and they had them in New York. You're right. Media, we used to be seat fillers. So they would put us, you know, like when they went to commercial break or whatever, they would have us come just in case somebody didn't come back. And then you'd be like, wait a minute, didn't I see Denzel sitting there? Then all of a sudden I'd be sitting there, or, you know, so you're right. That is funny, but that is very correct.
It was so long ago, really long ago. I got to go to the Oscars. I got to go to the Emmys, and I got to go to the Golden Globes the year that Barbara Streisand sang "You Don't Bring Me Flowers" with Neil Diamond on the stage.
Oh my God!
Those were and the parties after the Grammys. Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah.
Yes. I've been fortunate enough to go to the Grammys twice. And you're right. The parties are the most decadent parties ever after the awards are over. Yes.
And okay. And once at the Oscars, I was at the governor's ball, and I had a little too much to drink. And I was sitting next to Ben Kingsley. And he had now you're going to know how old I am. He won the award for Gandhi.
Yes. And
I just, Mr. Kingsley, can I play with your award? And he handed me his Oscar. And it was, my husband was embarrassed, but, you know.
That's okay. That's okay.
I walked up to everybody.
Very good. Well, Marsha, it is good to see you again. First of all, Happy New Year. Happy Valentine's coming up this Monday. And what's new for us to get this last minute rush with Valentine's Day gifts? What do you have to share with us tonight?
Well, you know the truth, and I think you're going to agree with me. Women do love candy. I mean, you don't have to run to Amazon to get good. Now, I'm not talking the candy that you get at CVS.
Thank you.
Yeah, right?
Thank
you.
Get
those
Godiva works. Godiva works for me. I like Godiva chocolate. Thank you very much.
Any woman who gets a heart full of little tiny chocolates from Godiva is going to be thrilled. This is your time to spend a little more on what you normally wouldn't spend a lot on. Or even here in California, we have See's Candy. And there are a lot of local chocolatiers that you can go to and get specialized things.
Yes.
Things that women will, that's the whole key for men. What won't she buy for herself?
Right.
Just take a look at her perfume. Take a look at her makeup. Take a look, if you know her very well, the face creams she uses. If she's using a really expensive face cream, she might really be grateful. Because, I mean, I use expensive stuff on my hair. That's just, you go look at those labels, honey, and you go to the store, just pick me a bunch of that. I will be happy. Right? Am I right?
Nice.
You are on point, Marsha. On point.
Because you're not going to be able to buy clothing particularly that she likes. But one thing couples can do, and I think this is an important idea, you know, you can make an Amazon wish list. Do you know how to do that?
Mm-hmm.
You can make them public or private, and you make a private wish list, which you share with either your family, your special boyfriend, whomever, and then they have a whole list of things that you would like, and you build on this over the year so that on Christmas, you're going to get what you wanted. As a matter of fact, my husband had put the wrong thing in his wish list. It was something he wanted to look at more. It shouldn't have been in there. And I bought him this giant thing on Amazon. And I said, where are you going to put that when it comes? Because I had to blow the gift. And he said, oh my gosh, you didn't order that. I didn't mean to buy that. I don't want that. But anyway, an Amazon wish list is a great way to let people know what you want for the holidays.
Very good. Marsha, I have a question real quick about Amazon. With their price increase that they're going to have, do you think people will still continue to go with them and use them? Because they have changed the world. You can now get things in hours. You can get, you know, just anything you want from Amazon. But do you think that price increase will affect a lot of people?
I think it's going to affect mainly the people who can't afford it. You know, when you're talking Amazon, if they're paying on the monthly account, and a lot of people will go on the monthly account because it's going up to something like $14.99 a month, but it's going to $180 a year if you pay by the month.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that's a lot of money. You got to be watching. To me, the pleasure of Amazon is also Amazon Prime TV.
Exactly.
I mean, Magnificent Mrs. Maisel is coming back, right? The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Right.
And we have to watch that. And there's so many good shows that they have. And that's another not a bad idea as a Valentine's Day gift. You can buy those for somebody else and give them to them. You can go on Amazon. You can go to the website, Showtime, depending on what show they like. Like Lucy and Ricky was really good. And then there's, Apple TV, if they're on Apple. Give them 3 months. That's not a bad idea.
That's a great gift. I hadn't thought about that. That is really cute. That is. It's helping people defray their cost. And so yes, that's very good. All right. I like these ideas so far. What else do we have?
One of the things you definitely don't want to give women are something that you really think she should have, but you've never seen her use.
Yes.
I'm not going to, but you know what I mean, right? I mean, men, oh, look, Kim Kardashian has a line of Skims. I think she might want those. She may want those, but she doesn't want them as a gift from you.
Right.
So just remember that any gift you give a woman, like my daughter, she loves that Grogu, the little baby Yoda. You give her anything, baby Yoda. She's all grown up, mind you. So she's not a little girl. Like they have a little speaker on Amazon. It's $20. And it's a Bluetooth speaker they can put on their desk. Little things like that depend. People have to start giving gifts that we think people are really going to use. Because I got to tell you, I've got a closet full of gifts that
I agree.
That we call it present face at our house.
Yes.
Somebody opens the gift and they go, that's great. How many of those have you gotten?
Not many, Marsha, because I'm very clear on what I like and what I don't like. So
I like you.
I don't get those type of gifts. If a man asks me, "What do you like, Kay Renee?" and I tell him that they don't get what I like, and I say, "You know what? Then why'd you ask me?" And that ends that conversation.
What about one of those little necklaces that are coming back in style with Kay Renee on it?
The name plaque necklaces. Yes.
But that's generally not something, you're not going to get at the last minute. And, unless you have Amazon Prime, you're really at a loss right now for what to give.
Yes, that is true. We have a question from an audience member. What would you give a man for Valentine's Day? Any nice suggestions or ideas for men?
Yeah. There's a website called manlyman.com. But you have to do this ahead of time. They make flowers out of beef jerky. No kidding. I gave them to my husband last year, and they were a huge hit. They also make the little conversation hearts with imprinted sayings out of beef jerky. But you have to plan that for next year because that's a really good gift. With men, you can't fail if you get a nice linen, those knives. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but it's by Leatherman. And the Leatherman knives I've really found to be better priced and better quality. No, you don't agree with me, Chat Daddy?
No, I agree. Because you know what? I hadn't thought about a great knife because, you always need something, whether it's to open something, pops,
right?
I'm with you on that. Very good.
And as another thing, you can give one to women. My husband gave me one year a pink one that was a Leatherman knife, and I've got it on the coffee table. So when the Amazon packages come in, I'm ready to go. Mm-hmm. So, think of what also, if they serve cheese, if they like cheese, a cheese board. Those are easy to find anywhere. You can practically walk into CVS and find one. But don't buy from CVS because she knows what's in CVS and he knows what's in CVS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is true.
yes. So, okay, if the woman likes a specific scent and she wears that cologne, go to the store and see if they make a body lotion to match or a dusting powder to match, or they have a little roll on for the purse. And that way she'll know that you thought about her and you know what she's thinking about. When you talk about last minute gifts and the online, it's pretty hard. My husband wanted something from a website that I ordered a week and a half ago, and it's still not here. So I'm going to be cutting out the receipt and putting it in a box and giving it to him.
Yes, makes sense. Yep.
Right.
Because we have supply shortages right now. Yes. Things are on back order. So, I mean, the last time I was in the supermarket, it looked as if the supermarket needed to go shopping because there was nothing on the shelves. So,
a little tip, just so you know, Charmin, the toilet paper people, they have a thing called a forever roll, which you can subscribe to. And every 3 months, they'll send you one of those giant rolls of toilet paper. But it's the soft Charmin, and they sell for next to nothing a stand that's strong enough to hold the giant toilet paper roll. The year I gave that to my husband, that was one of the best gifts. I mean, I don't know, men are always running out of toilet paper. Women, we don't use as much, I guess.
You know what, Marcia? I've seen that, but I didn't know if that was really a thing. And then I could only imagine having this jumbo roll of toilet paper in my bathroom. See, I'm old school. I like for that paper to fit right in that spindle in the wall or whatever. So,
but this is something you put on the floor. We put it in our guest bathroom, which is kind of fun because if somebody comes over to the house, there's the toilet paper roll from heaven.
Yes, that is true. Let's talk about tech trends for 2022. What's the latest thing going on in tech trends?
Well, Samsung just came out with their new phones.
I know.
And boy, they're expensive. They're expensive. And one of the things that I learned when I wrote my Android Smartphones for Seniors book, by the way, plug, you could still get it on Amazon because it's not just for seniors. The reviews are really great, and people have written to me because my email's in the book. But, you can just get so many tech items for people that they're really going to enjoy. The phones are very expensive, but when I was writing the book, I realized that even an older phone, maybe a used in good condition phone, that's going to cost you half or a third of the price of the latest phone is a great deal. I wrote this book just last year, just published, and I used a Pixel 3 XL, which is a very old phone. And out of the 6 phones that I was using, one was brand new. I actually like that one the best. And they've come out with a new one, which I think is the hot ticket if you're on Android. The Pixel 6 phone wasn't so great when they first launched it, but now they're updating the software. They're coming out with a lot of really fun things that some of the things I pulled from old Android operating systems that have gone by the wayside, but now they've come back and improved them. And Kay Renee, I have a tech tip for you. Did I tell you about Google Lens?
I think you mentioned it. Well,
I used it again. So the lady hosting the Olympics had this great dress on. Mm-hmm. I took the camera, pushed the Google Lens button, which is on Android, took a picture of it, and son of a gun, Google found it in like 3 different stores.
I have been hearing about this. So is this only on Android, or can you do that on Apple? You can't do it on Apple, because you know what? I had heard that, and I said, now I couldn't find it on my phone where you do that. But yes, that is really cool that if you see something you want, take a picture of it and it'll find it for you.
It finds it for you, and it will also give you the option to be able to get a price alert if the price goes down. which is
really.
So I have gotten 3 dresses so far by using that. Because, we're here in the pandemic. We're not out, oh, that's a great. We don't get to see anybody's clothes but the people on TV.
That's right. Yes, that is true. We got a comment. Tracy says, hashtag Android, hashtag Google Lens rocks. That's so funny. I've been an Apple person for years, but that's kind of cool that you would be able to do that and be able to find items like that. That is wonderful.
Well, you can also use it when you're shopping, which is another great trick. You take a picture of it and Google will tell you who else has it and for what price. So you'll know if you're getting a good deal.
Wow, that's interesting. That really is. Well, Marsha, you are always just a bushel, not just a basket, but a bushel. You are a bushel full of just information. What else do you want to share with us before we have to run tonight?
Well, we've got summer coming up. Is it warm where you are or is it still cold?
No, don't ask. It's cold.
I know it's warm in where you are, like almost in the 90s.
Yeah, watch the Super Bowl. You're just going to die. It's like Chamber of Commerce weather, but don't come here, really. You don't want to. But, for the cold weather, it's going to start going away really soon for everybody. It's going to be spring. The flowers are going to come out. The magnolias are going to bloom. The cherry blossoms are going to bloom. And everything is going to be great where, at the very least, you can go out and use the camera on your phone and practice your photography.
I agree.
So much fun.
Yes. Marsha, please tell everybody how they can find you, follow you, do all those great things, because we just love you. So give us the spiel and we'll get it out there to the audience.
Well, I am on Twitter at Marcia Collier, MarshaCollier. You can find me there almost anytime my direct messages are open. You can message me. And I'm on Facebook. I have a professional page and a personal page, which confuses the heck out of me because I keep bouncing from one to the other, and it's a bit much. And Kay Renee, one of these days when Chat Daddy's sick, I think you and I should do the show together, and we should do all girls all the time.
I agree. Let's do it. I agree.
We're going to make it happen. We're going to make that happen. I'm just going to disappear, and we're going to just have you two. Look, let me just show you how it's going to look. Watch.
Well,
look at that. He just left. Come on back, Chat Daddy. We want you back.
We want you back, Chat Daddy. But I think we could do a wonderful thing on clothes at the Grammys.
Yes.
Going on, and we can comment on the clothes. I think
absolutely.
Very good. Well, Marsha, we love you so very much. Yes. Continued success to you. Happy Valentine's Day.
You and hubby.
And we look forward to having you back on in the spring. So you're a seasonal guest for us now. So springtime we'll have you back because we know you'll be even more fabulous.
Oh, and by the way, have you played Wordle? WORL?
We've been hearing about that. I heard it's all the craze. What is that about before we run?
Okay. WORDLE. Wordle. It's a puzzle where you have to figure out a 5-letter word in 6 tries. You can only play it once a day. Next time I'm on with you, we can talk more about it. But if you get stumped in the middle, Newsweek puts clues up every day. So if you're kind of stumped, you can go and get the clue.
All right.
Well, we need to get incentive, some monetary incentive for that, because I'm good at word puzzles. So
I am too. I've always been very good.
The guy who developed it sold it for 7 figures.
That's what I've been hearing. I heard it's really popular.
He sold it to the New York Times. There's like 5 million users now.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, go Google it because it's at a weird URL. But try it. It's fun. You can only play once a day, so you can't get hooked on it.
Okay. Very good. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our good friend, Miss Marcia Collier. She is a tech and e-commerce expert. She was here tonight to share a lot of just wonderful information with us. Get her book, Android Smartphones for Dummies. Really great read. It'll help you if you have an Android phone and are not necessarily sure. And see, now I'm nervous because I might go into the world of Android.
Well, You got a
We will
redheaded
welcome you
consultant
with
right here.
open arms.
Okay, I love you both. I do. Marsha, be well. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Get
Bye,
good gifts, Kay
Marsha.
Renee. It looks like you deserve them.
Oh, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We love
sweetie.
you. See you later. Have a great night. I just love Marsha. She is amazing. She is
She
just so
is.
amazing. Yes, great job. Well, Kay Renee, Debbie Green said, great guess.
Yes.
Mamie Rogers is laughing about the fact that the supermarket needs to go shopping.
That's
They
the
do.
truth.
Supermarkets are looking horrible these days. Nothing on the shelves. I drink a certain sugar-free juice. I've not been able to get that juice for some time now. I love a certain deli ham from a certain store. And now when you go in the store, that whole deli ham section is just bare. And it's been like that for weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's really bad. It really is. All right. Well, Kay Renee, my darling, let's give that Friday, Wednesday hump day nugget of knowledge.
Huh? And
Go
this
ahead,
nugget
Donna.
comes from none other than the great Josephine Baker, as it's Wise Words Wednesday. And she wrote, to realize our dreams, we must first decide to wake up. So again, this is Wise Words Wednesday. # stay woke to your purpose.
Stay woke to what?
Your purpose. Stay
I
woke.
love it. Stay woke to your purpose. For more information about this young lady, go to karensnuggetsofknowledge.com, karensnuggetsofknowledge.com, where you can find out more information about her. We just love and appreciate her for all that she does. 2 amazing women on the show tonight, Dr. Janet Seabrook and the amazing Miss Marcia Collier and Kay Renee. So 3 amazing women. Well, you know, you're amazing all the time anyway, Kay Renee.
Thank
All
you.
right, so let's get some feedback from the audience tonight. Debbie Green says too many Instacart shoppers.
That's
no. Well, that is
No?
true, but my ham, I did find out that they can't get it from the supply people. That's why.
Supply chain problem.
Yes, supply chain problems. Thank you, Mamie. We appreciate you so much. Absolutely. Mamie is a wonderful person. All right. Good night, Mamie, Debbie. Let me see. Wamelda, Candace, Preston,
Crystal, Dr.
Crystal.
Heather.
Yes, Dr. Heather, Watika. We appreciate all you guys.
Joseph Bowling.
Evie. Yep.
Eve.
So, thank you. We appreciate you guys so much. Have a beautiful weekend. Yes. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't forget Monday, February 14th. February 14th. Check me out in Daytime Chicago, WGN TV. You guys know it's the Superstation, so you can also watch it online. Daytime Chicago is also on Facebook, so make sure you go and check them out. Monday, I'm talking about reciprocity. What is it all about? Reciprocity. Yes, very good topic. Let's see. We got some more feedback here. Let's see. Debbie Green said, bye. Have a good weekend. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you, Wamelda. We love you. Tamlin, we love you as well, too. Thank you.
Bring that Caribbean back to us, Miss Tamlin. Yes.
Thank you, honey. Bring us some sun and sand back. We appreciate you. Yes, we do. Thank you.
Bye, Eve. Thank
we appreciate
you.
Nope, not the 24th. Valentine's
Day.
The Monday. 14th. This coming Valentine's Day. I'm going to be dressed as a big old Cupid on the show. So, yes. All right. Oh, that's right. Super Bowl is this coming Sunday.
Yep, Sunday. The Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes. Ding, a ding, 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 ding. It's going to be a good show. Yes. All right. I love you guys. See you for more information about yours truly. Please go to therealchatdaddy.com. Therealchatdaddy.com is my website. Yay. We love you guys. We do. Yes. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's see. We got one more comment before we leave. We always get these comments. Don't do a Nelly. Don't do a Nelly.
No, I won't do don't do no Nelly.
No. Not that I have not done a Nelly. Look, not that I've not done a Nelly, but that's when it was VHS. I got the VHS. Not that I've not done a Nelly, but it was all on VHS. Right.
All right.
So, too bad. It'll go to my grave. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Super Bowl. Right. Debbie cracking up. Right. Yep. It was all VHS. So y'all know how long it was. If you just even find a VHS player, it's worth finding that pornography tape. But all right. Love you guys. See you later.
Bye,
have a good weekend. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.
Bye.
It's the Real Chef Daddy Show. It's the Real Chef Daddy Show.